Welcome to the Real McNeils. This is my Superstore haul. I went and picked these up on an online order. I did run inside and pick up the fresh produce because I don't like it when they pick out my fresh produce because I've had some pretty terrible stuff. I also know some people who have accidentally ordered like 18 bunches of bananas and things like that. So I want to avoid that from happening. I'll show you through. This is for 2 weeks. It'll probably last a little bit longer. I still need to go to Costco and do a haul there in order to get me fully through the 2 weeks plus a few more things. I will have to run back to probably Costco to pick up a few more fresh produce type things halfway through just in case we run out. Clancy and I are doing a whole foods diet for a couple of weeks here. So I have picked up parsley. In here you'll see I've picked up 2 big bunches of kale. The kids are already asking for kale chips. That's not really what I plan on doing with them, but it is a possibility. I've got 2 green peppers, a bag of purple onions, which is kind of different for us. We typically are yellow onions people. I picked up some pears. They were the cheapest fruit, cheaper than apples, and we love pears, so I thought it would be a nice change. We usually have apples, not pears. I bought 2 cabbages. This guy's pretty big. This one isn't as big. The cabbages are for making sauerkraut. Bailey and I are going to venture into the world of sauerkraut for her gut health, but also Clancy and I figured that we might as well give it a try too. If you read up on it, it has so many health benefits, and my mom has been making it the last little while and telling me a few things about it, so I think it's something worthwhile trying. It's not too hard to make. Hopefully we don't botch that up and we can have something that'll really help our gut flora. Got some walnuts for snacks and some fresh ginger. We just grate this up and freeze it in a big sheet in a big Ziploc bag, and then you just break off a piece when you need it, and that makes it so much easier. Oftentimes I'll throw them in the blender. Just peel them, throw them in the blender. Sometimes you have to add a tiny bit of water in order for them to puree down to a paste, and then just freeze them in a big sheet. I picked up some chickpea pasta for Clancy and I, milk. I usually buy our milk at Costco, but I don't want to go to Costco for a couple of days at least. So I bought just 1 jug of milk there. Hopefully it lasts a couple of days. I always keep evaporated milk on hand for when we run out of milk because sometimes we just do. I thought we had another jug frozen in our deep freeze downstairs. It turned out we never. So we've kind of gone through a few days of like, oh, we can't make this because it takes milk, and oh, we can't make that because it takes milk. So this week, I think, like when I do go to Costco, I'll buy 2 more, and then we'll have a couple of frozen jugs ahead. I picked up some spelt flour. I love spelt. We used to eat it all the time. Before I was having too much of a struggle with gluten, I used to use spelt flour, and it makes the best biscuits. We'll use these for breakfast, like overnight oats, and I also use the steel cut oats for that type of recipe because they don't go quite as soft. The kids' favorite bread, which they haven't had in quite a long time, and of course the club pack. We do have bread in the freezer right now, but if I happen to be going to Superstore, I will pick this up for them as a treat. 2 huge bags, these are 2 kg, so they're over 4 pounds each, of macaroni because I have a pasta night on there. I also picked up 4 bags of no yolks. We have an old family favorite recipe called ginger beef and egg noodles, and these egg noodles are absolutely perfect for that, and so I picked up a double amount of them so that we will have some on hand for another time. I'm slowly figuring that out with my Superstore hauls because I only go there once, probably every 2 months at this point, because most of our shopping is done at Costco, so I have to remember to pick up extras of the things that I do buy at Superstore. This bag of pepperoni, we throw it in the freezer. We buy the cheese pizzas from Costco, and it makes a really simple pizza night for the family. I noticed that they had the assorted burritos there. These are big frozen burritos. There are 18 in here, and it was only $11, which is way, way cheaper than the ones at Costco, even when the ones at Costco are on sale. So this works out super cheap. There's bean and cheese, mild beef and bean, and then this one has the hot beef and bean. It's always nice to have a couple of easy lunches on hand for the kids because I'm finding that they're all over the place as far as lunch breaks go. Today, Kieran helped me out. We managed to get a lunch put together, and then as people were done, they could come and eat it, which worked fairly well. But these will be good for if Kieran, say, is in a rush because he doesn't have as much time in between classes, which does frequently happen to him. This is the end of the table where you can tell that we're eating healthier. I have 2 bags of black turtle beans. I have a big bag of huskless split mung beans. So one of the drawbacks to ordering online, these are actually yellow and I thought that they were green. I don't know the difference that makes, but apparently we're going to do yellow colored mung beans. I also picked up 2 bags of split pea. I bought the split peas because we just had our Christmas dinner, which was a huge ham, and everybody was kind of getting a bit tired of it, so I took the big ham bone, the leftover gravy, and a chunk of meat and put it in a bag, wrote on it that it's for split pea soup, and threw it in the freezer. So in a couple of weeks, we'll dig that out, soak up these split peas, and make a really nice split pea soup out of it. I love green pea soup. It's one of my absolute favorites, and most of the rest of the family likes it too. I bought some red split lentils and this soup mix, which is green and yellow split peas, rice, pearl barley, and red split lentils. No idea what it'll taste like, but I've seen it a few times and wondered about trying it. So it actually does have a recipe on the back of it. Another thing about buying online, you just can't see whether or not there's recipes included. So I also bought 2 kombuchas. Bailey is sipping away at one of them, pineapple peach, which I really enjoyed. But after shaking it and opening it and sipping on it, I discovered that it has a few ingredients that, number 1, will disagree with me, but number 2, will make me kind of crazy. It has a bunch of sugar in it, which I'm not doing for the next while. It also has green coffee bean extract, black tea, and green tea. So if ever there was something that had caffeine in it, this is it, and caffeine and I do not agree at all. I also bought the Hellmann's vegan mayo, which I used to use all the time. It doesn't have any eggs in it, and it's actually a really good one. I got a substitute. I was looking at coconut aminos and I ended up with tamari instead, which is okay. A couple of cans of coconut milk because they come in handy, especially for curries and stuff. A few cans of cream of mushroom soup for the kids. I always need tahini. I love to make my own hummus, and tahini is a staple. Some oyster sauce, which I use often in my fried rice. And I'm giving this vegetable stock a try to see how it is. I forgot that I already had a jar of vegetable stock going, and so we'll see. It's powdered. It'll keep. I love to drink tea, but as I'm discovering, David's tea actually has a lot of sugar in it, which is really frustrating because I am not doing sugar. I'm trying to kick the habit for a little while here. And so I ordered a bunch of teas because I need something to keep me warm, and it's fun to drink something other than just water. This Lemon Thriller by President's Choice is one of my absolute favorites. It makes a really good summer iced tea. I'll just steep up a bunch of this, and while it's still hot, I will actually put in some honey, and then when you add lemon juice to it, it actually turns pink. It starts out as kind of a yellowish color, but you add that lemon juice into it and it turns pink. It's the prettiest color, and this is a favorite, either hot weather, cold weather, anything. I really love Lemon Thriller, and the girls have learned to love it too. Yeah. So I have been completely out for quite a while, so I'm pretty stoked about having this one. I found a new one to try by Twinings, Honey Bush, Mandarin, and Orange, which sounds delicious to me. And then just the sampler by Celestial Seasonings because it has a bunch in there that all of us like. So that is my whole Superstore haul, and that came to $192.43, which actually seems like a lot for what's on the table here. I'm always surprised when I lay it out and tell you guys how much it cost, just how much isn't there. It's amazing how far it doesn't go. And this is a bunch of healthy stuff. So of course, like I said, I will be doing a Costco soon, so be sure to come back and watch for that one if you enjoy watching hauls. I have a really good, huge Christmas haul from Costco. If you want to go and look for that one, I'll try and link it above. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't, please consider subscribing. We'll see you soon.